These are South Dakota cold cases from 1974 to 1996. Before we go over the cold cases, please make sure that you're following the channel. You give this video a like and you share it out. It not only helps the channel, but it helps spread awareness on these cases. Also, please forgive me for any names that I may mispronounce. Selma Sitzpour disappeared from Pine Ridge, South Dakota on February 20th, 1974. She was 12 years old. She would now be 62. She was 5'5" and weighed 135 pounds. She had brown hair and brown eyes. If you have any information, call 605-867-8127. Jewel Paul Wheeler disappeared from Pine Ridge, South Dakota on September 30th, 1974. He was 30 years old. He would now be 80. He was 5'11" and weighed 131 pounds with brown hair and brown eyes. If you have any information, call 605-867-8127. Donna Marie Larrabee disappeared from Rapid City, South Dakota on November 17, 1976. She was 16 years old. She would now be 63. She was 5'7" and weighed 120 pounds with brown hair and brown eyes. If you have any information, call 605-394-4133. Stanley Stroll disappeared from Aberdeen, South Dakota on March 15, 1979. He was 37 years old. He would now be 82. He was 5'11" and weighed 150 pounds with brown hair and brown eyes. If you have any information, call 605-626-7000. Franklin Joseph Littlebear disappeared from Mobridge, South Dakota on August 1, 1980. He was 18 years old. He would now be 62. He was between 5'4" and 5'8", and he weighed between 150 and 200 pounds. He had brown hair and brown eyes. Any information, call 833-560-2065. Barbara Randall disappeared from Rapid City, South Dakota on January 11, 1984. She was 19 years old. She would now be 60. She was between 5'4" and 5'7", and weighed between 150 and 165 pounds. She had brown hair and brown eyes. Any information, call 605-394-4131. Sharon Bald Eagle disappeared from Eagle Butte, South Dakota on September 18, 1984. She was 12 years old. She would now be 52. She was 5'3" and weighed 110 pounds with black hair and brown eyes. Any information, call 605-745-4444. Lori Lee, jealous of him, disappeared from Porcupine, South Dakota on September 1st, 1989. She was 13 years old. She would now be 47. She was between 5'1" and 5'5", and weighed between 120 and 130 pounds. She had black hair and brown eyes. Any information, call 605-867-5141. Terry Joseph Goodvoice Elk disappeared from Rapid City, South Dakota on November 14, 1991. He was 27 years old. He would now be 59. He was between 5'7" and 5'9", and weighed between 180 and 190 pounds with black hair and brown eyes. Any information, call 605-394-4131. Robert Odom Sr. disappeared from Sioux Falls, South Dakota on January 6, 1996. He was 53 years old. He would now be 81. He was between 6'2" and 6'3", and weighed between 175 and 190 pounds with brown hair and blue eyes. Any information, call 605-367-7000. If you have any information on any of these missing persons, please call the number listed with their case.